अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। कैसे डियर स्टूडेंट्स, उम्मीद करता हूँ सब लोग ठीक ठाक होंगे। डियर स्टूडेंट्स, 10th क्लास केमिस्ट्री के मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट शार्ट क्वेश्चन जो है वो शेयर करने जा रहा हूँ, तो वीडियो को जब पूरा देखेगा, चैनल पर न्यू है तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिएगा। तो पहला क्वेश्चन है, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय इक्विलिब्रियम कांस्टेंट, व्हाट इज एक्टिव मास, आल्सो राइट इट्स यूनिट। उसके बाद व्हाट आर इरिवर्सिबल रिएक्शन। नेक्स्ट है, गिव अ फ्यू कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ देम, हाउ कैन direction of a reaction be predicted, define the law of mass action, what is static equilibrium, explain with an example, difference between irreversible reaction and reversible reaction, give the characteristics of reversible reaction, what is meant by dynamic equilibrium state. उसके बाद derive equilibrium constant expression for the synthesis of ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen. Next, what is the difference between Lewis acid and base? Write down uses of pH, define conjugate acid, conjugate base, write down the characteristic properties of bases, what is atmospheric substance, give an example, define Bronsted-Lewis acid and base, write down uses of sodium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, define neutralization reaction, give an example, write down uses of sodium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide, again repeat हो गया है। उसके बाद साल्ट्स और उसकी टाइप्स आपको आनी चाहिए। व्हाट इज मिक्स साल्ट, गिव एन एग्जांपल, डिफाइन आर्सेनिक एसिड, गिव एन एग्जांपल, नेम एन एसिड यूज्ड in the preservation of food, define function group with an example, define molecular formula, give one example, define isomerism, give example. Next step, what is an ester group? Write down the formula of methyl acetate and ethyl acetate. What is vital force theory? Who put it forward? What is meant by the term catenation? Give an example of a compound that displays catenation. Define condensed formula. Define structure formula. Draw the structure formula of N-butan and isobutan. What is a bromine water test? Explain with an example. Why the alkanes are called periphenes. Difference between saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. What do you mean now about hydrogenation of alkanes? Alkenes, give a few uses of methane and ethane. What is destructive distillation? Give a few physical properties of alkanes. What are addition reaction? Explain with example. Write the uses of acetylene. What are hydrocarbons? What is the difference between glucose and fructose? Give the characteristics of polysaccharides. What are amino acid? Write the general formula. What is function of DNA? Why RNA is called messenger? Describe the sources and uses of vitamin A. Name two fatty acids with their formula. What is meant by peptide linkage, how it is formed, where are the protein found, give the characteristics of monosaccharide, what is the difference between ghee and oil, describe two uses of carbohydrates, how are proteins formed, what is the difference between essential and non-essential amino acid, difference between primary and secondary air pollutants, why is CO2 called a greenhouse gas. उसके बाद state the major sources of CO or CO2 emission. What do you mean by greenhouse effect? Write composition of dry air. What do you mean by atmosphere? Name its layer. What is meant by ozone? How it is formed in atmosphere? How acid rain produced? Write four natural system of our earth. Next, write two effects of acid rain. What are pollutants? Which factors determine the severity of pollutants? Point out two sources effect of ozone depletion. How is ozone layer being depleted by chlorofluorocarbons, or how do chlorofluorocarbon damage the ozone layer? Next, CO is a hidden enemy. Explain its action. Difference between soft and hard water. Write two properties of water. Yeah, write characteristics of pure water. उसके बाद why are non-polar compounds insoluble in water? Why is the water molecule polar? How does water rise in plants? What are causes of hardness in water? Why are pesticides used? How is temporary hardness removed by Clark method? What is density? What are effects of temporary hardness in water? What are the advantages of detergents? What is caliper action? Capillary action? Define ores. Write the names of and two ores of copper. What is the principle of gravity separation? Which raw material are required for the formation of sodium carbonate? Next, I define gang and metallurgy. How is roasting carrying out? What is meant by electromagnetic separation? नेक्स्ट है व्हाट इज ब्लिस्टर कॉपर, हाउ अमोनिया रिकवर्ड इन सॉल्वर प्रोसेस, गिव द एडवांटेज ऑफ सॉल्वर प्रोसेस, नेम द वेरियस मेटलर्जिकल ऑपरेशन, व्हाट इज द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सॉल्वर प्रोसेस, हाउ इज अमोनिया प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर द सिंथेसिस ऑफ यूरिया, या फिर ये दूसरी तरह भी आ सकता है हाउ अमोनिया इज प्रिपेयर्ड बाय हाइपर प्रोसेस, बाय अ स्मॉल amount of coke is required in the smelting process, how is slag formed during smelting, ये इस तरह भी पूछा जा सकता है। नेक्स्ट है डिस्क्राइब फोर्थ फ्लोटेशन प्रोसेस, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय calcination, how is NaHCO3 converted to Na2CO3, what is difference between slag and made, write a note on granulation of urea, describe the importance of urea। तो ये डियर स्टूडेंट्स आप लोगों के मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट शार्ट क्वेश्चन है। केमिस्ट्री के लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन ऑलरेडी मैंने शेयर किए हुए हैं, उर्दू मीडियम वाला भी शेयर किया हुआ है। तो वो वीडियो अगर आपने नहीं देखी तो आपको शो हो रही होगी, यहाँ से आप लोग देख सकते हैं। तो चैनल पर नहीं हुआ तो चैनल को लाजमी सब्सक्राइब कर दें, बेल आइकन को प्रेस कर दें, दूसरों के साथ वीडियो को शेयर कीजिएगा। दुआओं में याद रखिएगा। अल्लाह हाफिज़।